Oh my gosh, another Sonic game. We're doing another Sonic game while we kind of have another Sonic game going. That's unheard of.
What do you mean? Heroes is on pause right now, so
Yeah, but
doesn't
like
count.
it won't be for very long. Well, it might be actually.
That's
I don't
like
know.
saying all this has been going on while we've been working on Nier.
Well, yeah, it is.
No, it's not. Shut up. Don't do that. In that way, it's just all been
uh,
going on while we've still been going through Drakengard.
yeah. Well, we're never gonna continue that, so no. But
That's
real
what he
quick,
thinks.
I need to talk about this. Oh my gosh, I love Sonic Mania. Oh, this
I
opening
distracted
makes
you long
me.
enough.
This opening takes me back to 2017 when the game first came out, and oh, just a magical experience this game was on the first go around. And even still today, it's still like up there with Sonic 3 and Knuckles as like one of the best Sonic games. For me at least. It's amazing. And I'm going to be glazing it throughout this whole playthrough. It makes me so happy.
This takes me back to 2020.
Yeah, cuz
I did not play
this
this
game
upon release.
Yeah, this game came out before you were back into Sonic, which is still crazy to me.
I didn't know this existed. I only knew about Forces.
That's sad. That's a tragic thing. Which you might be wondering why we're doing this now when Sonic Mania is released much later, and we're doing a lot of these Sonic games in chronological release order. So why are we doing Mania now? Well, we just wanted to play more classic Sonic, and it's been a long time since since Superstars, which is the last one we did. So Sonic Mania is like the only option right now. So
Hey, we've done the prerequisites for Sonic Mania. We played Sonic 4, damn it.
yep. Well, that was another one we did out of order because we thought that Sonic 5 was happening, but it ended up being Superstars, so we could have waited on Sonic 4 as well, but
You're right, we should have done the advanced games, then the rush games. And then Gen's 3DS. Before all of this.
Well, I think it's good that we're doing this now because this was released during the time where Sonic was just all about nostalgia, and that's why we're back in freaking Green Hill Zone again. Oh my gosh, get me out of here. But this was like now the fourth Sonic game released in a row. No, if you count the Sonic 4 games individually, it was like the fifth Sonic game released right in a row that was just all about nostalgia pandering to the older Sonic games. So, if we waited to do this, I think we're kind of taking a weight off of the shoulders of some of the later playthroughs because one less nostalgic game in a row. I think that's pretty helpful. But unfortunately with Sonic Mania, this game is actually really good, and it does more with the nostalgia than any of the other releases other than maybe Generations. Because you're not just playing a new level that is a Green Hill Zone skin. You are actually in the original Green Hill Zone, but it's expanded. It's like going back to Sonic 1 and finding new areas you've never visited before. Only those areas never existed originally. They're actually just fully brand new for this game. And I find that experience was really cool on the first playthrough, especially because
it feels like they were there all along.
Yeah, it's
hard to imagine these stages without the new areas.
Yeah.
So they're just so ingrained in my memory now. Like every time I think about Lava Reef, I still mix it up in my head that, oh, there's always a mining section in it, right? And that kind of thing.
It's that sort of thing. It's just you know, the expansions are so natural. Like, we're above where the original Green Hill Zone was right now, but would you even notice if I didn't say it? You know, it's
Well,
it's awesome.
The HUD in the widescreen.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying like, would you even notice we're not playing Sonic 1? I'm just saying, would you even notice we were in a new
Also, the
spot of the
sprites.
level? Also, Tails is here.
Hi, buddy.
I decided to do Sonic and Tails because I feel like we've really neglected Tails for these playthroughs of the classic Sonic games.
No, I played Sonic. You played Sonic 2 with Tails on, and I played Sonic 3 and Knuckles with Tails on.
Yeah, but Tails in Sonic 2 is always off screen forever. So I made use of Tails in this playthrough. I actually like have him fly me places.
Fair enough. I don't think I used Tails in Sonic 3 because in Air you can do it, but not in the original. I think I just wanted to keep that out.
Yeah.
I mean,
Real
we'd always
quick,
just
while
do
it's
a
on...
Tails playthrough of a game.
Yeah, I mean, we probably will someday when we run out of ideas, but, you know, real quick, while it's on screen for the next 5 seconds, I think these are some of the best special stages in the series. I think, well, actually, I say some of. I think they are the best.
They are the best. Get that some of BS out of here. They are the best.
Okay, well,
and we know
it has some competition. The 3D Blast Saturn special stages are very good too.
I haven't played those. I don't count them.
Okay, well, I do because I have played them, and they're really, really awesome. But those are just, you know, another half pipe in a lot of ways. They're just, like, heavily expanded upon.
These are original.
Yeah, these are fully original. Yeah, they're really good. You basically have to manage collecting rings to get more time, but also collecting blue spheres to get more speed, so... and it kind of controls, like, Sonic R, in a lot of ways, so... Well, those that's an achievement, is getting the 2 boxes at the end of Green Hill. So
yes,
of course
I know.
where
It's the
those
easiest the one to do. I'm just like, you show off.
And though they're marked by the flowers, the rest of the game it's really hard to find where the boxes are, and I don't have them memorized.
Yeah.
Oh hey,
you can
yeah.
also
Now
see
look,
the 2 pixels that spawn under them when you finish the stage.
Yeah.
Because I know 3 and K does that as well.
Yeah. This is also another thing that's cool. We were talking about how the stages feel expanded. One of the big things for Sonic 3 and Knuckles was how each act leads right into the next. We now have that in games that never had that before, so you actually get to see how Sonic gets from Act 1 to Act 2 to Act 3 of Green Hill Zone. And it's really cool. It really, like, makes all of these returning stages feel like there's a new breath of life thrown into them. It's awesome.
I love the backgrounds of these. They're so trippy.
Yeah, I was gonna say the backgrounds here are amazing. Some of them are like really cool, and it makes me want like an actual Sonic game that takes place in the special stage dimension, but apparently...
I guarantee you that was like the concept when designing these. Is like, let's make some weird background art that players want to explore from the time, but you can't.
Yeah. Well, it's like very heavily inspired by the CD special stages. If you look in the background on those, there's like full worlds in the background there too. And like the thing about me wanting a Sonic game in the special stage dimension or whatever, that can of course never happen because the special stages aren't canon. Wah wah, F you Ian Flynn. But you know, I just think these are cool. They're cool, magical, weird places, and you don't get to see this kind of stuff in Sonic games anymore. And that's the thing with Mania. This feels like other than, you know, old stages coming back, this feels like it could have been like an actual Sonic game from the 90s, just like ripped off the Saturn or whatever.
I'm picturing the Todd Howard pitch for his version of this game, where he shows an image of the special stage and he points to it and says, "You see that? You can go there."
You can go everywhere that you can see on the screen. Yeah, it's like the first trailer for Breath of the Wild.
Also, I love that the bridge is perfectly placed there with the fire shield, so you get launched
Yep.
into it to show that it's
Yeah.
bird.
Yeah, that's
Cool detail.
that's another thing returning from Three Knuckles. This game is basically Three Knuckles 2, if anyone didn't already know that. But yeah, the elemental shields are back, and they actually have a lot more elemental interactions with the stages in this. And I think that just makes the level design really cool in this. The way they expanded the level design in this feels like stuff that like fans would think of while playing the originals. And that's because they are all Sonic fans working on this.
Yeah, it's like Sonic Team is usually focused on adding gimmicks to stages that makes sense for the stage, versus this where it feels like they're making the stage and all of its ideas and then sitting down for a second revision of, all right, now what would make sense to add for this.
Yeah,
if that makes
it's
sense.
it's less like oh, you know what would be cool for this Sonic game? Let's add aliens that give you power-ups, where it's a totally like new thing. And it's like these elemental shields, how can we expand these? How can we make these more interesting? I wish more Sonic games would go with that approach, because you know, like, I do enjoy my Sonic games having some variety, of course.
Yeah.
But it kind of gets tiresome when we get so many Sonic games that have an idea that's never expanded upon, and it's even dropped in later games entirely. So, like, the elemental shields, this is the first time they've come back, other than like as like bonus items in Sonic Generations.
Or the lightning shield in Adventure.
Yeah, the lightning shield just only became a magnet shield after this game, but yeah, it's pretty much that.
Well, because you see, the homing attack's already on the A button, and we can't have another button.
You know, the only other Sonic game that has the elemental shields in any substantial way, it's Shadow. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's only the fire shield and the electric shield. And the fire shield just protects you from fire, it doesn't do anything else. And the electric shield protects you from electricity, and that's it. Well, it also magnetizes, but you don't get like a double jump or extra moves for any of the abilities. You want to talk about showing off?
I thought you were gonna try
that.
to get it so Sonic would jump off when he did his jump.
Oh no, I was trying to get him to stay up there.
I wonder if you can get him to jump into the pit that the Death Egg robot falls and you die.
No, there's
really
I believe there's an invisible wall.
Oh, that's sad.
That would be really funny if you could just have Sonic.
No, I think
the
way to do it is have the
here.
invisible wall on the ground for most players, but then have it up there for the players who think they can go up there.
Yeah.
I guess that would affect Tails players, but you know, whatever. I don't know. I just want this to happen, okay?
Yeah. Tails, get me up. Thank you.
I think this is probably my weakest stage for the game.
Yeah,
It's the most. It's just chemical plant both ways through, I think, and
well, they do expand
comes a lot of the automation.
I'll disagree. I don't think this is the weakest, because there's another stage later on that I think is weaker for the returning stages. Because, you know,
Is
Act 2 at least, it is Hydrocity. Hydro City, F you. But the Act 2 for Chemical Plant is really interesting, I think. But the Act 1 is like a barely at all expanded Act 1 and Act 2 of the original Chemical Plant. So it kind of plays the same. They kind of mix up the level design here and there, and they add more of those tubes that take you different places, but it's pretty much the same thing. But yeah, Hydro City is barely any different. But we'll get to that when we get to that. So.
Hydrocity.
Hydro City. Yeah, I don't even care that much because I kind of like go in between the names, but you know, it's just, you know, everyone has to argue about it.
I'm just trying to bait people. So all of you who have already left a comment yelling at me, thanks for the engagement, fool.
And now they've deleted their comment.
No takebacks. No takebacks. I called it. Yeah, you better retype that and enter it in if you deleted it.
Anyways, yeah, you can tell this is an actual classic Sonic game because I already almost have all the Chaos Emeralds.
If this were Sonic 3, I'd still be getting them by the end. We'd be in Titanic Monarch and I'd be getting them.
I can, you know, 3 and Knuckles.
No, I usually have them before at least Metal Sonic in this game.
Yeah. My worst case scenario for the and Knuckles portion for the Super Emeralds is getting all of the, getting the last one in Flying Battery.
Oh my goodness.
Because
I was struggling in Lava Reef.
Yeah, there's only a few.
Oh.
Hey, look at that. This is a classic Sonic game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyways, looks salty.
This is the
look at that, guys. He's a pro Sonic player and he still died on the spider climb. It is bad. It's hard. See?
They made this this special ring the most devilishly located one ever in a Sonic game.
You say that,
awesome.
But I feel like everybody who's played Sonic 2 looked there.
I don't know. I feel like most people that played it are like, oh no, it's the water climb section. I gotta get out of here as fast as possible. You know, unless they failed and fell down, which is how I found it. I failed and fell down there.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I was like, oh, they removed the pit. I almost didn't even go into the spot with the ring yet because I was like, oh, they just removed the pit. That's pretty nice.
I mean, a lot of Sonic fans and longtime players are probably bad at that section because they usually just jump over it in Sonic 2. They either jump over it or just take the shortcut.
The only reason I didn't jump over it was because I knew that the special ring was there. So normally in Sonic 2, I do skip that because it is just slow.
It is. I love the music track for these.
Mm-hmm. The music in this game in general, done by T. Lopes and mastered by... Oh, I forget his name. Whatever. It's mainly a T. Lopes soundtrack.
Who mastered it?
Yeah, because they're the only like.
Are you
two
talking
music
about
credits
mastering
in the
or
game.
mixing?
It was mastering.
Okay.
Because they actually
mastering
had
is, I think, just importing all the files to make the essentially gold release.
Well,
with a master release.
The final versions of all the songs in this, aka the mastered versions, are all slightly different than the original songs, because back when this game was coming out, this was around the time where most of the marketing for a Sonic game was just them releasing music tracks for it. So Sonic Mania, I think, is where they really started that. And if you listen to the original release of like Studiopolis and Mirage Saloon, they are actually very different compared to the ones that you find in the game.
Well, those are mixes, so that's a different process.
Well, I always figured that it was because it was mastered, because it's credited as T. Lopes composed, and then mastered by someone else.
He was the mixer. The masters are a different thing than mixing.
Well, it's just said mastered by and then his name, so I don't remember his name, but you know.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just saying he did a different thing. I don't think that was the effect he had on it. I think that was just T. Lopes making a different mix by the time the game came out, or they used a very early version of the song for the trailer music. Is all I'm saying.
I don't know. I obviously don't know how music works, so we're just arguing
I'm
semantics.
talking out of my ass too. I just spent a little more time on it.
I know, but I'm just saying that's just kind of how it felt to me. Was they showed the original song and just said it was by T Lopes, and then the game comes out and it's like by T Lopes mastered by someone else, and it sounds different. So that's what I always thought, but I don't know. Anyways, now we get to actually play a new stage.
Well,
it's still Chemical Plant, but it's all new level design for this one. So
yeah, I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of Chemical Plant.
Well, it's hard to be excited about Chemical Plant because that's also the other stage that they keep freaking reusing in every Sonic game.
Yeah, and at least Green Hill is Green Hill. Chemical Plant is just gives me PTSD.
Yeah.
I'm still bitter about the climb, is all I'm saying.
I think Chemical Plant is like just like the original stage is like fine. I think it's a little overrated.
Thank you.
Like to play
Thank
it,
you.
But
Thank you.
I
need
think
validation.
I think it's way better in this game. So there's just a lot more going on than just speed, roll downhill.
It is certainly better in this game. I will say that.
Yeah, and that's like a similar problem with Hydro City. It's like a very similarly designed stage to Chemical Plant. So,
I've always liked it more.
I mean, so have I think. But I feel like it's mostly...
I think the music helps.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's mostly like vibes and music. Though Chemical Plant is probably...
the T-Lopes version of this, of Hydro City when we get to it.
Which sounds... It's like the least remix sounding song in the whole game.
It's not Genesis sounds, so it counts.
It's not, but it really doesn't sound any different.
Yeah.
Act 1 or 2. Because, in this game they do the thing where every stage has an Act 1 and an Act 2 mix. For the Sonic 1 and 2 stages, and the CD stages, that's actually really interesting because they never really had that before, unless you count the past, present, future versions of the CD stages. But for the 3 and Knuckles stages, they kind of just remix the Act 1 and Act 2. And like sometimes it's more effective, like the Lava Reef remixes. Especially the Act 2 remix.
Those are peak. Can't wait to talk about those.
But for Hydro City, it's really just the original songs with the more T-Lope sounding sound font. That's basically the only difference. So yeah, it's just another reason I think Hydro City is the weakest. But we got a while before.
Well, it's also like T-Lopes effectively EDMifies all the songs. And I'd say Hydro City is a song that was mostly EDM already. Same thing with the Sonic CD music. So I'd say that sounds pretty similar as well,
Yeah, I guess. But Sonic CD, the Stardust Speedway, Act 1 at the very least, is a very different song.
Yeah. I wish there was...
That's like one of
I
my
wish
favorite
they
songs
did the
in the
American
game.
soundtrack too, and you could switch them, but...
That would be a detail they would add for this game. Because
they probably
everything
tried.
in this game...
They probably tried. I guarantee they did.
Probably. I imagine it would have been like the encore mode, like if they could have put it in there. But anyways, yeah, we already have all the emeralds, so I figured I'll show Supersonic now since this is just Chemical Plant. I don't feel too bad
because it does. Yeah, it does get rid of the music.
I will not be using him very much at all in this playthrough, so. But that's all the glimpse you get. I just wanted you to hear the music track for a little bit because I think the Supersonic track is good.
Yeah.
Anyways, you like Mean Bean Machine and or Puyo Puyo?
It's fine.
I'll take that as a no.
It is something I wish I could play more of.
It's just I'm not too big on older like puzzle games like this, I guess.
I'd love to get into like Puyo Puyo versus Tetris.
Yeah.
But that's a whole different beast.
I am waiting for a yellow. This game is not giving it to me. What the heck, man?
Very sad.
I got a double there, so I'm not too worried about it.
I mean, you don't
Finally.
need a big combo at all to defeat Eggman.
No, but you know what? I learned that you could do that after many playthroughs of this game. So every time I get to this boss, just to try and make it more interesting, I try to make combos. Because otherwise it's just a really boring boss. Because he will die eventually on his own. There's no question about that.
Yeah.
So... But if you're trying to actively get combos, make it harder on yourself. It's kind of fun. Anyways, yeah, this whole first part was just the emeralds and chemical plant and Green Hill. I did that intentionally because after this point is where, like, I consider the real game begins. So, in future parts, we will have a lot more to discuss, I guess. So,
Real quick,
be on the lookout.
I just happened to see it at the end, but I wanted to mention the cool bonus, which was one of my favorite additions, because obviously score in a Sonic game means nothing. But I just love seeing the cool bonus. So I'm just like, that's so funny. That's so Sonic. And I love the detail where if you wait till like the last second of a stage, you have no time bonus, but you'll get like a stupidly high cool bonus if you get to the goal at that point, which is hilarious.
Yeah. Cool bonus is good in my opinion because well, you and I think we care a little bit more about the score than most people do for these games. I just like I like having any incentive at all to play through the stages and not get hit, you know?
Yeah.
It's cuz like most people, cuz the ring system is there so that you know, you get hit and you can just keep going. It incentivizes going fast and everything. But most people just kind of never get beyond that point and just kind of stay at the skill level required to just run through the stage and get hit a bunch. So I like having it there because it vindicates me and my skills in these games. So